Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am currently the Commissioner for Cultural Affairs. About a year and a half ago, I was appointed as Commissioner. Before that, I had been a diplomat for more than 38 years. The World Civilization Forum 2012, which will take place next Monday and Tuesday, is a forum which I have been planning to hold for a few years. So today I'm very happy to share with you the basic objectives of this forum, what kind of outcomes we expect from the discussion, 1.5 day discussion next week, and then basic organization of the conference, so that you can, if you cannot attend the whole sessions, you can pick up some parts of it that interest you. First, the main objectives of this forum. This forum is designed to provide a place for world intellectuals to discuss how to get out of the current quagmire that humankind is facing. We are suffering from financial crisis, which persists, and in the last decades, 1 or 2 decades, we have seen repeatedly the financial crisis damaging the real economy, the money game, the excessive investment gave very negative impact on the real economy. How can we avoid this? Then we have known that we have a long-term, very serious issue, such as global warming, or a rapidly aging society in advanced nations, and even in emerging countries like China and Korea. They are expecting rapid aging in the very near future. And we see that the terrorism, the conflicts, regional conflicts persist, whereas poverty, famine is also persisting in poorer part of the world. Everyone knows about these problems. All these political leaders, business leaders, scholars are fully aware of those problems. And there are many people who have presented solutions which look reasonable, but the fact is that nothing or little has been done. People are so preoccupied with short-term outcome of what they do today. Politicians face elections one after another. Business people are preoccupied with the next quarter's figures, and a lot of people are preoccupied with day-to-day fluctuation of exchange rates and stock prices. Therefore, while knowing that long-term issues such as global warming, aging, in the case of Japan, how to reduce the public debt, and how to cope with rapid aging society, little effective policies have been implemented, and that frustrates the people. And that frustration turns to political leaders. Therefore, I can't think of any incumbent political leaders in the world who are enjoying strong support. Even major countries' presidents who were elected several years ago with a great majority of support are now losing support. And this is not because this is not the fault of those political leaders. They may have not done enough, but the problem is that although we take a long-term view to address the issues which require a decade or 2 decades to get to the tangible results, still people are preoccupied with short-term events. And so how to get out of this stalemate? Then every year in January, the World Economic Forum takes place in Davos, where major political economic leaders get together to discuss and set the agenda of that year. And this has been established, and major political leaders go to Davos in order to express their own views, to make their own proposals. And that has been working to a great extent. I really admire the organizers of this forum. But the problem is that the scope of the discussion of this Davos forum is limited only to economy and business. But what we need is to have a wider view, a longer-term view of how to deal with the issues we face these days, so that we can inherit the comfortable society and Mother Earth to the next generation. We are so preoccupied with the current problems. We try to find solutions, fix the problems in a myopic way. So there is no guarantee that what looks the best solution today may not be the best solution for the next generation. The issue of nuclear power plant is one of the good examples. We have believed that nuclear power plant is safe and necessary for sustainable economic growth, because it doesn't produce CO2s. But it was proven that that was not necessarily the case. That the building nuclear power plants does not necessarily guarantee that the society our children, grandchildren will be living will be safe enough and comfortable enough. Therefore, we need to take a fresh look at the core of the problems. And now I have spoken to Professor Amartya Sen. He's now professor at Harvard University, and as you know, he got Nobel Prize in economics in 1998, I think. And he's not only an economist, he has gone beyond economics. He's now a philosopher. So he is also worried that the civilization of the 21st century should be seriously reconsidered and rebuilt, so that justice, not only justice among the people today, but intergenerational justice needs to be achieved. So that's why Professor Sen agreed to lead this forum. we are of the view that democracy, market economy, and science and technology, probably those are three major achievements or inventions or discoveries that humankind has made in the last 300-400 years. Those are three probably the best children of the modernity, the modern society. So we can't think of any better system, political system than democracy. We cannot think of any better system than market economy. And science and technology has successfully risen the standard of living of humankind enormously. We can live very comfortable life these days thanks to the industrialization based on science and technology. But if you look around the world, democracy, the number of countries which have introduced democracy has increased enormously. And such is the case for free market economic system. So, and science and technology has been widely spread. So if those three mechanisms work properly, then the world today should be much better than what we have now. So something is going wrong. And so then we, Amaltia and I, came to the conclusion that, you know, democracy, market economy, and science technology, those three things are only mechanisms that are neutral. They do not automatically guarantee the welfare of the people. It is up to the people who use those mechanisms to the benefit of or to the detriment of the people or and the society. So if democracy is introduced in not in a proper way, then the society will be led to populism, under which people only look at short-term materialistic interest. And this is, I think, happening in the world. Therefore, political leaders, even though they want to achieve a long-term policy to address global warming, still they cannot do it because of the oppositions from some business people, some individuals who are so short-sighted and who are so preoccupied with today's and tomorrow's interests and not the interests of their grandchildren. So extent of populism is one of the sources of problems we are facing today. Similarly, market economy, like democracy, free market economy gives freedom to individuals, and the individuals are encouraged to move, to take actions, economic actions, in order to maximize their profit. And that will be translated into the enormous engine of the dynamism of the society. Competition will guarantee that the scarce resources will be used most efficiently, and the goods and services that people, consumers need will be provided. The better one, with better quality and with lower price. That is the merit of competition, free competition. But freedom also encourages individuals to make excessive financial investment, like institutional investors who take, in a sense, a very risky investment. And one day something goes wrong and all the financial network will will melt down, and that does not only affect the investors but also to the real economy, as I said earlier. So something needs to be done to run the market economy more properly, and science technology is also has the same problems. The science and technology has successfully risen our standard of living, but also it produced atomic bombs and atomic nuclear power plants and other things which have been believed to be beneficial to the humankind, but it has been proven that that is not always the case. We need to have more control over the nuclear power plants and other sort of machines or airplanes and so on. Therefore, this forum is designed to ask prominent people from all over the world to discuss how we can establish the capability of human beings who, with which one can run democracy, market economy, and use science and technology more properly so that they will serve for humankind, particularly future generations, not against them. This is, I know this is a very big issue, but because it is the big issue and because we cannot expect a sort of a magic wand solution, we have to discuss now. It may take 20 years, but that is precisely because we have to start discussing seriously these issues. Otherwise, the situation will never get improved, and global warming and other serious issues will become uncontrollable. So this is the main objective of this forum. And as you see in the program of the forum, 7 people from outside of Japan will participate in this forum, including Professor Amartya Sen, and 8 Japanese prominent people from both academic, business world will contribute in their own part. The whole forum will be divided into 3 sessions. Session 1 will take place in the afternoon of Monday, the 6th. And this may be a very interesting forum opportunity for not only Japanese but also people all over the world to learn what kind of lessons those key people have drawn from March 11 disaster. So main theme of session 1 is the lessons drawn from March 11 disaster. Because March 11 disaster has a lot of implications with regard to what the problems I have just described. And we have invited 2 university students from Tohoku University to participate so that they can contribute to the meeting from the viewpoint of those who are living in the affected area of the disaster, and also who will be leading this country in the next generation. So the voice from next generation in the Tohoku area. This will be one of the focal points of this session. And so the presentation of the 2 students, 1 male, 1 female, will focus on the expectations they have vis-a-vis us. I mean, those who are now in power, those who are running the current society, what they want us to do for them to be able to live in a more comfortable, promising world. And then that will be followed by a presentation from 7 to 3, prominent people, including Professor Io Kibe. He's a rector of Defense University, and he was also a chair of the reconstruction panel established by Prime Minister Kan. So he chaired all the meetings. So he is in the best position to discuss what lessons we should learn from the disaster, what kind of reconstruction process should be followed. Then other people, Mr. Tasaka, Hiroshi Tasaka, professor at Tama University, he was also a member of this panel. Mr. Kojima is top business people of Mitsubishi Corporation, and he's vice chair of Davos Forum. So is Mr. Hasegawa, who is head of Doyukai, the sort of equivalent, I mean, similar economic organization as Keidanren. He's top of Doyukai, and he's also vice chair of Davos conference. So there'll be a sort of a linkage between this forum and Davos Forum. Davos concentrates on economy, and we concentrate on civilization. And economy is a part of civilization. Therefore, we try to establish some linkage. And that's why Prime Minister Noda, when he was unable to go to Davos because of the political diet situation, he sent a video message to Davos conference. And in his brief speech, he mentioned this forum. And he said that taking up the theme of in pursuit of intergenerational justice, this forum will hold discussions that bring together wisdom from around the world. I would like it to serve as something that complements and further enhances the value of the Davos meeting. So organic sort of liaison, a connection between this forum and Davos will be, I hope, established step by step into the future. And the panelists from outside of Japan will be first listening to the discussion of those prominent people and two students from Tohoku to learn what kind of lessons we Japanese have learned, drawn from the crisis, from the disaster. And then on the second day, Tuesday, there will be two sessions. In the morning, they will discuss economic and environmental issues. And here we are expecting Mr. Wang Hui from China, Mr. Olivier Giscard d'Estaing, who is brother of the former president of the Republic of France, and Mr. Paul Nuder, who was a Minister for Finance of Sweden, and Professor Yoshikawa, who was former rector of Todai, Tokyo University, who is very interested in the moral standard of scientists, because science can be dangerous. So it is, as I said earlier, it is after all the people who use science and technology, whether or not that will be used for or against the humanity. In the session 3, they will be discussing the role of culture and arts. You may be interested in why culture and arts suddenly. And the intention of this session is that in order to establish moral standards or humanity, so that we can use mechanisms like democracy and the market economy more properly and more wisely, we need to build human capacity, moral standards. And culture and arts will be one of the tools to train people, to motivate people to behave more properly, to behave for and not against humanity. So, and also prominent people from all over the world, including China. Mr. Wu Jianmin was former ambassador to France, and also who has been a very prominent person in China, very influential person. And Mr. Morimoto is abbot emeritus of Todaiji Temple in Nara, and he translated Arabic book into Japanese, so he knows the Muslim sort of philosophy. So it's very interesting to hear from a Buddhist monk who is so knowledgeable about another big religion to contribute to this session. Susan Napier is a well-known scholar for Japanese anime. Mr. George Yeo, a Singaporean former foreign minister, but he is very knowledgeable about culture and arts. And Amartya Sen will summarize what has been discussed and maybe proposes something that needs to be done by the human beings in the future. So this is the composition of the conference. And what do we expect? Of course, as I said at the beginning, there will be no magic wand to solve all those complex long-term issues, but we are expecting that some hint for world leaders, both political and economic or academic, to pick up and implement or further elaborate on to find some solutions to tackle those complex, difficult problems. Well, this is what I want to say at the outset, and I'm happy to entertain the questions you may have. Thank you. One thing I forgot to mention, we have already extended invitation to all the embassies in Tokyo and also all the foreign media, both Japanese and foreign media, to come and to follow what kind of discussion will be held during those sessions. Thank you.